All right, good morning. Today we're going to go over a boat project. We're basically the last time we were out. Um, I installed crappie brakes, and with the live well running and everything, that's too much draw on our cranking battery. And so, got a couple different things I want to do to address that. Basically, wire strippers. We got some heat shrink tape and some crimps here, electrical tape. This is 6-gauge wire. So we got the red and black and some battery crimps over here. So the first part of the project we're working on, where the cranking battery is, right here, I already have a wire, a positive and negative ran up to the center console, and we have a cutoff switch right here. I'm gonna make wires to cut on to run in parallel to another battery that runs the trolling motor. Okay, we're up at the center console. So those batteries I showed you back below, I already have them coming up right here. So we're gonna pre-make a couple leads to fit onto one of our trolling motor batteries back there. And this will allow me to jump the boat off or charge the trolling motor battery. So that's one of the projects we're going to do. So we're going to get to work on making the positive and negative leads right now. So I'm going to make these about 4 foot. Go ahead and chop that one. And this one, I'll just make even. Okay, so we're going to put these crimp ends on just on one side. I want to make sure my length is right on my wire. So see that goes past halfway. You can kind of tell. And so I want to trim a little bit off of that, so my other wire can go halfway. That's fairly close to halfway. So we're also going to put our heat shrink on here, and we'll do all that once we make our final connection. Alright, now we'll make our battery ends. So I don't have a stripper for 6-gauge, so I just take that and go around it and try not to cut into the wires. So I'm going to use some heat shrink tape. Press our end on there.
What are those?
These are wire strippers. It's not really exactly what I need for this application, but it works. So we'll take that prong right there, and I push down, crimp that wire end on there. Real hard like that. That's on there. And then we'll heat shrink that just like that. Alright, so that's a brass battery cable end for 6-gauge wire, 5/16 hole. So I matched it up with my wire to see how far I needed to strip the wire. So it's about right. Actually, I'm going to go a little bit deeper. Twist that. So where is their heat shrink tape on there? Make sure all those strands go in there. That. Then we're going to crimp it. Right. Test it. Alright, so now we're ready to heat shrink these. So we'll take our lighter. You can also use a heat gun. I personally rotate it. That looks good. See the goo coming out? So that means that one's sealed pretty good. And our red end. Just make sure it's back away from this enough to where a washer can get on there and not be on your tape. Okay. Now we need the wires. Man, that feels tight. Okay. Now I need the lighter. Still need to get that in just a little bit, it looks like. But that's close enough. I can get this one even on there and do it, and then we can kind of hit both of them. Oh, that looks pretty good.
Electrical tape.
Yep, so I'm going to electrical tape this. Alright, that part's done. Back there. Oh. So that should work. This switch don't look that great. Alright. So now we should be able to jump start our cranking battery if it goes dead off of our trolling battery. We should be able to charge our trolling battery as well just by flipping that switch. So that's it. The end. Alright, good morning. We're picking back up on the project we had. We ran a power wire and hooked it to our trolling motor battery, and so our crappie brake will run off our trolling motor battery, but also we used it where we'll have a dual battery, so if our cranking battery gets dead we can just switch and crank off the other battery. Now we're gonna install a marine switch, so it's got a dual battery switch, and so this will be your cranking battery, this will be your trolling battery up front, or you can do both. And so we're gonna get started on that project right now. Okay, so this is the power line that goes to the trolling battery. I'm gonna neaten these off as I undo them. Be careful not to ground out from this positive post to something that's grounded. So that's a 9/16 or a 14 millimeter. Alright, this is the wire to our bilge pump, so that's important. Put that to the side. This should be power to up front. It seems to be all tangled. So there are those. Okay, that's to our crappie brakes. Set that to the side. This is also to up front. Need to clean that up before we put it back on. Okay. This post goes to the battery up front, and this goes to the starter. I'm going to set this to the side. That goes on the battery post. This bottom post here is going to be your electronics up front and your engine. So we're going to hook that up now. And so our output is going to be the engine and the electronics up front. The input is going to be cranking battery, and then battery up to the trolling battery and crappie brake. So we'll get started on all that. Hope that ain't stripping. No, it ain't. Okay, good. So battery number 2 up front and crappie brake. So we're going to end up trialing this. Now we've got everything wired. We just got to make a jumper from here to the positive post on our cranking battery, and then we'll be able to trial everything out. Okay, so the stud on the cranking battery is going to be a 5/16. So we're going to use this 5/16 stud there, and then the one on the actual switch is 3/8, so we'll use that here, and then we're just going to make about a 1 foot jumper wire to go to our switch. First, it should be the only one that goes there. I just need it to start. Okay, I'll tighten it up. So we're just going to trial it out like this. We're having a little issue with this wire right here being a little too short, so I may end up having to make a jumper wire to make it where we can mount it right here on this bulkhead. So if we want to cut all power off, we can do our switch to off, and then nothing will work. Normal operations just going to be running in one, which is going to be your cranking battery, battery 2 if cranking battery gets dead, or 1 and 2. Our crappie brakes will work just on 1 because they're wired directly to our trolling battery. So we'll give this a shot. We should have a lot better usage of our batteries and not run our batteries dead when fishing for a prolonged period of time and not charging. Got an ant crawling on me.
Where?
Oh, something right there. Probably fixing to cramp up and knock you out of the boat or something. You're gonna be mad at me. Drink this first one. Ooh.
Empty?
Shouldn't be. That would be plenty, shouldn't it?
You tell me.
I can't really see. I'm going in reverse, ain't I?
Want me to do it.
You want this?
Ready?
Am I talking?
Oh, it's already on.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm talking. And which bulkhead is this, Brianna?
The starboard.
Good job. That's what I'm talking about.